Martin, you had some great news at the weekend. You get your 5th world title chance.
Yeah, obviously buzzing to have a 5th chance at fighting for a world title. Been unlucky in a couple of them before, which is why I think I've got this 5th one. But yeah, obviously buzzing. Come at the perfect time for me. You know, in terms of experience, but also in terms of motivation and getting up for the gym. You know, I've been a pro 11 years this year, and you know, last year wasn't, well, the year before wasn't that good. Obviously, I lost to Groves, and then I had a not very entertaining fight. It was a win, but in Monte Carlo in November 2016, and then last year was Rosado, which was a solid points win, and then obviously that lad who I fought
on the World
Boxing Series as a reserve for that Super 8 tournament, but he only had 2 fights, so wasn't an ideal year for me, but it still kind of like kept me up there. You know, I kind of said starting off this year that if I had another year like I had the year before, that'd spew it. So the fact that I've got this now, obviously it's my first fight of the year, it's a big fight, and this fight can completely change and turn my career around. You
only announced it on the weekend, but how long have you actually known about it?
Well, you know, it was kind of like agreed. I think it's been kind of agreed before, in principle, yeah. But obviously it didn't work out for one reason or another, and it was kind of like the same with this one. It was agreed, but you just never know. You know what I mean? You don't know in boxing, anything can happen. So you know, even though it has been agreed, I've been kind of like a little bit doubtful that it's not going to happen. But yeah, they made the press release on Friday, got contacted saying that we're going to release it. So the fact that it's out there in the open now and everybody's talking about it, I'm buzzing.
And you've got to go down to London. It's going to be the O2, is it?
Is that where it is?
I think it's the 14th.
I just know, yeah, it's on the 14th of April. But when I was told when it was released, there was no venue confirmed yet. But is it the O2?
I thought it was with Terry Flanagan fighting Maurice Hooker as well.
Yeah. Well, no, it's definitely the same bill. But yeah, I'm not sure. I've been told it was either there or Manchester. So yeah, I mean, it's my first world title. It doesn't matter if it's in London. It's my first world title fight at home. Yeah, and yeah, just really looking forward to it.
And I mean, obviously, everyone's talking about Billy Joe now. He's sort of like the #1 boy in the sport. The Americans have fell in love with him after his performance against Lamont. Does that put any fear into you?
No, it don't put fear into me at all. I kind of predicted Billy Joe was going to do that. You know, it was no surprise to me. But having said that, it was still a top performance. You know, he's a quality operator. I know he's going to be at his best when he fights me. So obviously I'm training for him at his best, and he's going to be a tough fight. But everything I've learned in all my other fights before, all my world title fights, flying all over the world, fighting these top dogs, it's kind of you know, it's got me in a good position mentally and physically for this fight. Because
I don't really think you've ever been a favourite for any of your fights, have you?
No, I constantly get wrote off. Yeah, I've not. You know, all my big fights out there. Golovkin, Stern, Martinez, Groves, Abraham. I've never been the favourite, but I've always gone in and put a good account of myself. So you know, no doubt I won't be the favourite going into this one, but it doesn't faze me. You know, it's nothing new to me.
And we were talking before, but you have a plan, or you think you're going to be able to work on a plan that's going to nullify his movement?
Yeah, well, I mean, Billy Joe's obviously he's very, very slick. You know, he's brilliant at what he does. He uses his southpaw stance, you know, to his advantage. He's a quality operator. But yeah, obviously, I'm going to be working on things to obviously work against him, using that, stop him using that. But also, obviously, he's going to be working on things to stop me doing that. So, you know, I think it's. I know it's going to be a top fight. You know, he's stuck his eye at the minute with the Lemieux fight, but I'm a different fighter than Lemieux. You know, I can box better than him. I think Lemieux, you know, he's a top fighter. You know, ex-world champion and rightly so. But you know, he's got frightening power, and he has. You know, you can't knock him for that. But I think well, I know I've seen it happen to him before. He can be outboxed, and I thought there was no one better than Billy Joe to do that to him. So, you know, I'm not Lemieux. I'm not coming just looking for that big one punch. I'm going to be in there working on all kinds of tactics, and you know, it's gonna make for an interesting fight.
I was talking to you before, and you know, I don't really know much about your amateur background, but you were talking about Jacobs with the Triple G and everything. Did you say you fought Jacobs with an amateur?
Yeah, fought Jacobs.
So,
I thought when Jacobs fought him.
Sorry. Do you think you underestimated Jacobs on that night?
No, well, maybe he thought, because Pedro got to know, he is a bit skinny, and he does go down. You know, I put him down as an amateur. Okay.
So you must have fought at a pretty high level as an amateur.
Well, basically, what happened was obviously I'd boxed. I had about 8 odd amateur fights as an amateur. I'd kind of like done me. I think I got to about 18. I had about 60 fights, something like that. Got to 18, then just went completely off the rails. Obviously, got into a lot of trouble. Went jail a couple of times, come out, won the ABAs in 2004 and fought Daniel Jacobs while on the run. But yeah, it was, I think, was it the Jacobs fight? I think the Jacobs fight, the second time I fought him, because I fought him in London, and then in December.
So did you represent, was this representing your country?
Yeah, representing my country. Yeah, basically what was going to happen, I was going to, me and Neil Perkins were both he was ABA champion, fighting for England.
Was Perkins the Scouts kid?
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember.
Top lad, Perk, like, but he was there, and then I'd won the box offs, so I had I was there as well, and I just won the ABAs, and the idea was for Perkins to fight him in London. No, me to fight him in London, and then Perkins fight him in Liverpool 5 days after. But Perkins did his hand in, so they said, do you want to fight him in London? So I went down and fought him in London. Lost a close fight in 1917, I think, got beat, and then fought him five days after at the Olympian in Liverpool. And to be honest, he just pinged me head off. Proper learnt off the first one, just pinged me head off. But I just went out there, obviously, just throwing bombs, hit him, dropped him, put him down. And then he got up, obviously, and then you know, he won it on points. But yeah, it was only obviously after that fight I I got sent down, and then come out, and then got sent down again. And then it was that was enough. Then it was back amateur. I went to Wigan ABC with John Lyon. My trainer John Chisnall from St Helens ABC had died while I was away, so went to John Lyons, and I think
8
he had
times ABA champion.
Yeah. John had always been there, like at our gym as a kid growing up.
Of course, he's a St Helens
lad, yeah, and obviously his son Craig was one of my best mates.
Yeah.
So obviously I've always been kind of like close to them, and he's always been like a big inspiration of mine, John. So went there, had 5 or 6 fights with John.
Yeah.
And then turned over with Steve Wood, VIP.
Right. And then like I say, you won the prize fighter.
Yeah, I won the prize fighter, yeah.
Because this is your 10th year as a pro, is it?
Me 11th.
11th year.
Yeah, me 11th.
So you're still fairly fresh, considering.
I'm still fairly fresh. I mean, I've not been. Yeah, I mean, I've not been in many wars.
No.
You know, I've been in a couple, but I've not been in many. I look after myself outside the gym. I only war when I have to inside the gym, so it's yeah, it's not like Billy Joe's fighting a past it fighter. You know, I'm the first one. I'll be the first one to admit it if it was past it. I know that I've still got it in me to win a world title, and obviously when I fight Billy Joe, I'll be hopefully putting everything into practice that I've learned to go and achieve my dream. Yeah,
well, I'm looking forward to this. So the 14th of October. Hopefully,
April.
Finally, of April,
yeah.
you finally, I said that because it's my brother's birthday, the 14th of October. Hopefully, you'll finally achieve that.
Yeah,
and,
definitely. It's got to be.
Rightly so, because, like you say, realistically, it should be your 3rd world title.
Yeah, I mean, I've been unlucky. You know, Stern was a draw in Germany. Many people thought I won it. Martinez, obviously in Argentina. You know, I don't want to keep banging the same old drum, but and then I fought Abraham. You know, I thought I won that fight. I mean, I have got regrets about that fight. You know, I didn't empty the tank, which I left it too close to call in Germany, but I still thought I won it. But yeah, and obviously now this one. So I think everything happens for a reason.
Do you think these are going to help you succeed on the 14th?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, you'd be stupid not to learn from all your mistakes that have happened in your life. You know what I mean? I mean, the fact that I'm here where I am today, not just in a boxing sense, but just in my life, is the fact that I've learned off my past mistakes, and obviously I'll be learning everything I've learned in my previous fights going into this one.
No, well, good luck for the 14th.
Thank you very much.
Next time you'll have a big belt round your waist.
Definitely, that's the plan.
All right, Martin. Take care, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Bye bye.
Cheers.